How's it going, Modern Manual Therapy viewers? It's Dr. E here, back with Dr. Dana Palmer from the future Dana Palmer Physical Therapy. Still waiting on your New York license. Today we wanted to go over something that we went over in our Modern Rehab Mastery Online mentoring course. She uploaded a very helpful video about experiencing arm pain during driving. And I don't know about you, but if you experience anything while you're driving or flying or otherwise unable to change your position, it's pretty frustrating, right? Yeah. So she's experienced arm pain while driving, and I experienced leg pain. We just want to go over our solutions. All right, so when you want to go over what you found?
Sure. So this started when I was driving. I was up visiting my family in Canada this summer, and we had 3 7-8-hour days of driving coming back. And as I was driving, I started getting just sharp lightning pain, sort of median nerve distribution all the way down my arm to my wrist. I had never experienced anything like this before. And because I was driving, there was no way that I could do any sort of retractions or extensions to help it to go away. And we had talked about different median nerve sliders in the program. And so I'm thinking, how am I going to be able to do this in this position? So what I ended up doing is sort of bringing my arm back into extension and down into behind the passenger seat and back into the back seat. So from down here, I sort of did a little bit of scapular depression and then just some pronation, supination, a little bit of wrist movement and some finger extensions. That helped to alleviate it. Maybe 20 times or so I come back and the pain is gone. So I'm driving again for a couple hours and it starts coming back again. So I come back and I do the same thing, maybe 15 to 20 times, and I come back and it was better, but now it was just going down to the elbow. And I don't know why I decided to try this, but I just put my hand behind my head and I did some sort of abduction, extension, and then depression at the end. And I just sort of repeated that again, maybe 15 to 20 times. I came down, it was gone, and I was good for the whole rest of the day, never came back again. So that's my little tip for driving when maybe your mobility is sort of limited and you still need to be able to have one hand on the wheel.
That sounds like a hopefully easy solution.
It never came back again.
In my case, I do a lot of camping and a lot of prolonged drives, probably like 4 to 5 hours. And when I used to do a lot of driving for Con Ed before I could afford to fly, I would just drive everywhere. And that's when my leg pain started bothering me. And, I didn't know if it was at the time, like 21 years ago when I first started practicing piriformis syndrome or lumbar radiculopathy or what, but I often found that repeated motions or sciatic stretching would kind of benefit that, but not always. And again, we've been doing a lot of camping lately, so over the course of several weeks, doing many 4-hour drives, and my leg just started bothering me more and more and more. And you know the way it is, when something starts bothering you, you move around, you fidget, you twitch, and you just try to find a comfortable position. Normally something like this, I could get better doing some sort of loading strategy on the right, lumbar loading, side glides to the right, along with sciatic tensioners. That's not really an option when you're driving and you're also hauling like a 8,000 pound RV behind you in your truck. You can't just like stop and pull over to the side of the road. So I don't know what really made me think of this, but I do know that often in my modern manual therapy courses, I teach that isometrics are great to modulate pain. So I have a big console to the right of me that actually folds into another seat, potentially to make a bench row in the front of my truck. So I just put my arm to the right of it, and I just kept on doing repeated isometric side bends to that side. I wasn't side gliding, I wasn't getting anywhere near end range. But the more of those I did, the more my pain centralized, and after only doing them for maybe about 10 to 15 reps, my pain was fully centralized and gone. It might have come on again another hour, again very similar to Dana's, but anytime it would come on, I would just repeatedly isometrically side bend into that side. And the thing that I'm most mindful about is it's not like I'm just sitting unloaded or driving like ghetto style that would cause it. I'm just sitting any which, like the way I always sit, and it comes on no matter what. Maybe it has to do with cruise control. We talked about that. I don't know if it has to do with cruise control or not, because it doesn't seem to happen on shorter drives, but I also don't use cruise control on shorter drives when I'm commuting. But I thought that might be helpful for you. If you're experiencing leg pain, you can try doing isometric resistance either into your door or into your console and see if that helps. Because otherwise, you're not always in a situation where you can pull over. I hope this helped for the upper and lower body. If you like our videos, make sure to subscribe, Modern Manual Therapy on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Check out our live courses, modmt.com/course calendar. All our sites, my Edge Mobility Shop, live courses, online courses are at modmt.com/sites. Listen to our podcast, Untold Physio Stories. Dana's been in addition to a mentee, she's been a co-host lately on that show. So reach out. edgerehabsport.com or themanualtherapist.com. Just click contact Dr. E. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any post ideas, if you want me to do a Q&A video. And as always, you guys have an awesome day.